The following program is the work of the broadcast students at the British Columbia Institute of Technology. BCIT Magazine features news stories from around the Lower Mainland which were produced over the last week. Responsibility for the content of the show rests completely with the students and their instructors.
Coming up on BCIT Magazine, slowing the spread of toxic drugs. A new fiscal year, a new BC budget.
Today, I'd like to start by acknowledging and speaking from the team.
And an easier way to snag a campsite. Hello and welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Mohammed Hussain, and here are your top news stories this week. The BC government is urging people who are planning to use illicit drugs to test them and not use alone. This is due to increasingly high levels of toxic drugs flooding our streets. Reporter Ben Roemer speaks to people on both sides of the issue.
What we use when you want to save a life down here.
Narcan kits have been the most effective way to save a life on the streets of East Hastings. But there is a new drug on the rise that is causing Narcan kits to be less effective. Benzodiazepines is a depressant that has recently been found in opioids. The depressant is there to make sure Narcan kits do not reverse the effects of the drug. The Overdose Prevention Society is an injection site that has been working 7 days a week to try and slow down the record-breaking numbers.
Hi, Siobhan.
One staff member said that she is tired of losing her friends.
I mean, I can't even grieve because it's been one after another after another. I can't even catch up with how many people it's been. We lost a lot of people down here.
Alan said people need a place like OPS, especially during the pandemic.
So it's actually gotten worse because people are using alone inside because COVID, they say be alone, stay alone, and it's actually gotten worse, the amount of overdoses.
In 2021, 2,221 people died from illicit drug overdoses, making it the most fatal year BC has ever seen. The Overdose Prevention Society believes decriminalization is the obvious solution to this overdose crisis, and this Port Moody police officer does not think that option is out of the question.
Even the Canadian Chiefs of Police Association has come out saying that they support some sort of change to legislation and potential decriminalization. I think it's certainly a possibility on the horizon.
BC has already started moving forward when it applied to the federal government last November for an exemption to remove criminal penalties for possessing small amounts of illicit drugs. BC is the first province to seek such an exemption. Ben Roemer in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
We're joined now by reporter Ben Roemer. Ben, how long has the toxic drug supply crisis been going on in BC?
Well, Mo, since the province declared a public health emergency in 2016, 7,700 British Columbians have passed away due to toxic drug supply. Before the pandemic happened, toxic drug supply deaths were actually on a downwards trend. But that all changed when COVID-19 restrictions came into effect, and fatalities were hitting an all-time high again. Back to you, Mo.
Thanks, Ben. It's a new budget year for the BC government. The NDP is projecting deficits for the next few years due to the pandemic. Finance Minister Selina Robinson says that the new budget year will focus on support for childcare, healthcare, climate change, and homelessness. If you're already dreaming of a summer camping vacation, there's some good news on the horizon. BC Parks is revamping their online services with changes going into place next month. Reporter Aidan Serra takes us on a tour.
Golden Ears Park in Maple Ridge, BC is a popular spot for campers.
I come down here all the time during the summer, and I come camping with friends.
Recently, BC Parks have required people to make reservations for a campsite, but not everyone is a happy camper.
The system is definitely not user-friendly. I found it very glitchy, and it would crash quite a bit.
Reed says that a better navigation system would motivate her to camp with her family at BC Parks, something she had stopped doing due to booking challenges.
I did first come, first serve as long as I could, and then once it hit booking, I found it was really, really difficult to get a site.
Now, the Minister of Environment and Climate Change Strategy, George Heyman, says they have heard the call for improvements to the reservation service and the need to build a more reliable, easy-to-use system. The system opens on March 21st, and Martin couldn't be happier.
I really love this place, love camping here. If it makes it easier to register, I'm all for it. Love it.
Aidan Serra in Maple Ridge for BCIT Magazine.
Coming up after the break, comic book fans come together. And Canucks at full capacity. Welcome back to BCIT Magazine. If you're a fan of Spider-Man, Star Trek, or the Trailer Park Boys, there was a big event just for you in Vancouver this week. Reporters Brayden Ursel and Konnar introduced us to some interesting characters.
They're back! A few thousand cosplayers flocked to the Vancouver Convention Centre for a fun-filled weekend.
And everybody having a good time today? Yeah! Okay.
The 3-day event had something for everyone. You could meet your favorite celebrities like the Trailer Park Boys, William Shatner, or the Mandalorian's Ming-Na Wen.
Happy birthday! You're so welcome.
You could also attend the Q&A session of your favorite celeb, buy collectibles at a variety of different shops, or even just enjoy dressing up in your flashy cosplay.
Everything is great. It's the coming together.
It feels really good. I've missed it so much that it feels a little surreal and dreamlike to actually be here, but now that I'm here, it feels like I haven't left.
Ryder Dunnigan put nearly 8 months of hard work into his cosplay outfit before the Fan Expo. It was all worth it once movie star Ming-Na Wen got a chance to look at it for herself.
It's so cool having these icons here and getting to meet them, and she complimented the suit, so it's amazing and it's validating, and it feels like a dream come true to see these people that I watch every week and idolize.
Event coordinator Ansley Newland believes the celebrities were just as happy to be back in Vancouver as the fans were.
They're excited to be back. You know, William Shatner's been so great. He's come to a bunch of our shows. He loves coming out. He gets to talk about space all the time now. They're happy to be back and being able to talk to fans and see them face to face once more.
The COVID-19 pandemic has kept the Fan Expo out of Vancouver for nearly 3 years, but they promise they'll be back next year. Konnar in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
Make sure you're staying warm during record-breaking cold temperatures this week. Environment Canada has issued special weather alerts for the Fraser Valley, Metro Vancouver, and Howe Sound. In response, several warming shelters have popped up in various Metro Vancouver communities. Check your local city websites for shelter locations. Lots of sports enthusiasts were celebrating this week after capacity limits at arenas were removed. For Canucks patrons, they packed the house, so I went to check out the excitement.
Passes back, Tanner Pearson to the goal line, Garland backhand, he scores!
The atmosphere at Rogers Arena was lively as the Vancouver Canucks opened its doors to full capacity in Saturday's game against the Anaheim Ducks.
Great environment. It felt good. I was here at the game last week and it was a lot less, so it felt good to be back in.
The players loved it too.
I think it's great. Like you said, that this building can get rocking, and especially coming down the stretch here and making our push.
The indoor seated events will go back to full capacity.
The BC government eased pandemic restrictions last week. Since December, only 50% seating was allowed due to the Omicron surge. Some ticket holders were left out in the cold.
I didn't get to come. Yeah, I had 4 tickets to the Toronto game and I didn't make the cut. Booked tickets, hotel, everything, and had to cancel everything.
Although the Canucks ended up losing Saturday's game 7-4, one fan mentioned how the atmosphere made up for it.
It was real fun having the full crowd, and I think if it had been a regular game 5 years ago, it would have been empty a lot quicker.
Canuck fans hope that Rogers Arena will remain at full capacity. However, Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry will review pandemic restrictions on April 15th.
I think people hung around because they were having so much fun, even though they were losing.
Mohammed Hussain in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. The Winter Olympic Games wrapped up this week. Canada came home with 26 medals, including 4 gold, 8 silver, and 14 bronze. However, this won't be the only taste of Olympics we get this year. The Paralympic Games are set to begin March 4th, and 49 athletes will be competing for Canada. If you have any questions regarding the show, you can contact us at bcit-broadcast.com or bcitnews.com. And that's our show for today. I'm Mohammed Hussain. Thank you for joining us on BCIT Magazine. We leave you with our thoughts for everyone in harm's way in Ukraine.
To finish decorating our vehicles, there will be a main vehicle, and again, if you need a route, see order here. Okay, thank you.